So, what is marketing, really? Is it just about flashy ads and catchy slogans? Well, today we're going to dig way deeper and uncover a truth about marketing that might just change how you see the whole thing forever.
We've all heard it, right? Marketing is about grabbing attention, being the loudest voice in the room, just making a ton of noise. It's a super common belief. But what if it's completely backward? Yeah, what if the real goal isn't just to be heard, but to be understood on a much, much deeper level? What if the key to all of this, the secret sauce, is actually just making sense? Okay, so this brings us to these two totally different ways of thinking about marketing, making noise versus making sense. Let's really break down what that means.
All right, so on one side, you've got making noise. This is the classic stuff, creating awareness, pushing a product, just getting your name out there. But on the other side, you have making sense. This is a whole different game. It starts by finding a real problem your customer has, and then it focuses everything on killing that problem. See the shift? It moves from being about me, the seller, to being all about them, the customer. And when you start following this making sense path, you stumble upon a way more powerful and, honestly, a more accurate idea of what marketing is really all about. Here it is. Marketing isn't just some fluffy, creative art form. It's a science. And the entire point of that science is to do one thing: find a problem and absolutely eliminate it. Thinking about it this way, well, it changes everything. Okay, I get it. That's a great concept, but it's a little abstract, isn't it? How does this whole problem-killing science actually work in practice? Let's take a look at one of the most successful products in the history of, well, ever. Yep, we're talking about the mobile phone. It's this little device most of us can't even imagine living without. And the reason why it's so indispensable is the perfect example of this whole principle in action. See, the success of the mobile phone was never really about selling us processors or pixels or megabytes. Nope, it was built on selling a solution. It sold ease. Every single feature was designed to take some sort of friction, some annoyance out of our daily lives. So let's get specific. What were the actual human problems that the mobile phone was designed to solve? Or, as we're saying, to kill? This right here is the strategy in a nutshell. The mobile phone became a massive success because it systematically targeted and destroyed four huge challenges. First, the communication gap. Remember life before instant contact? The phone just wiped that problem off the map. Second, lack of information access. Suddenly, the world's entire library was in your pocket. Problem solved. Third, daily inefficiency. Think about it. It took your camera, your GPS, your calendar, your alarm clock, and put them all in one super efficient device. And finally, personal safety. It became a lifeline, a way to call for help in an emergency. It didn't just add a feature, it solved a fundamental human need for security. So, we've looked at the theory, we've seen this incredibly powerful case study. What's the big takeaway from all of this? It really all boils down to this. Everything, and I mean everything, begins with empathy. Before you even think about building a product, before you write a single word of ad copy, you have to truly and deeply understand the real-world frustrations your audience is dealing with. And once you've found that problem, the solution can't just be some feature you tack on at the end. It has to be the very core of why your product or service exists. It has to be woven right into its DNA. And that brings us right back to where we started. So yeah, by all means, make noise. Get your message out there. But you have to make sure that noise is actually saying something that makes sense. Because that is true marketing. It's not about being the loudest voice. It's about being the voice that resonates the most deeply. Because it's the one that says, hey, I get your problem and I'm here to solve it.